Now I'm going to go back to a retrospective view and tell you what happened, because I've decided that the fact of the matter is, as much as I like humaneness and righteousness, as much as I believe in virtue, and I'm happy to see you poor from the countryside living a life of virtue, I urge you to go back and continue your life of virtue. We have troops on the border. The Xiongnu are evil. They're invading us, and I want those borders defended, and I need more money. So go out and get it. Thank you very much. That's what happened. However, 100 years later in Eastern Han, you guys won the day. And we can consider later whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. Professor Kirby has been sitting here and listening to this, and he spends a lot of time in China. And in the time that he's known about China, China has gone to be a place where Lord Grand Secretaries have considerable wealth.
Well, speaking as emperor, we have been much amused by this conversation. And being even more far-sighted than the regent, we can foresee a time when state and economy live harmoniously together. We can foresee a time, sometime that foreign peoples will call around the year 1820, when the richest people in the world will be Chinese salt merchants, private people taking advantage of government monopoly. We can foresee a time when rich countries come from afar, small places called England, seeking trade with us. And we can foresee our declining because we have, in fact, all that we truly need under heaven. We can foresee a time when iron is no longer a monopoly, but petroleum is. We can foresee a time when liquor is no longer an absolute monopoly, yet an enormous source of revenue for the state.
Along with that thing, that smoking stuff they get from
Along with tobacco, which provides a significant proportion of my descendants' revenues. And we can foresee a time a republic for the people will arise, and yet that state will own all of the land, and for a time, all of the industry. We can foresee a time when these debates never end. Does a rising tide raise all boats, or does a rising tide only raise yachts? Finally, we can foresee much sooner into the future a time when it is unnecessary to have a regent. Thank you.
So,
there's one phrase you should remember when we get to the later part of the course, the debate of what the role of state enterprise versus private enterprise today. Should the policy be Minjin Guotui, the people advance and the state recedes, or shall it be, as has been the case in the last several years, Guojin Mintui, the state continues to advance and the private sector recedes? These debates are, in fact, at the heart of contemporary Chinese policy debates.
And they've been at the heart of debates through much of history. Between a notion, in some sense, of rural virtue and self-sufficiency, which I think is less a strong position today. But the equivalent has become really, to what extent should the state monopolize everything? And how much should go into private hands? Thank you very much.